Hey, world travelers, it's producer Gary here. Just wanted to let you know that the audio got messed up on this episode during the encoding phase. I did my best to rectify the situation, but there's still quite a few artifacts, so I apologize for that, but it's still a tremendous episode, and I would recommend listening through to the end. With that, enjoy the show.
Hey there, I'm Mark, and I love Maryland Heights. And one of the reasons why I love Maryland Heights is because all the people and the stories and activities and lives that are just taking place so very close. So today, I wanted to share with you somebody that makes me love Maryland Heights even more. And she is legendary here in the Maryland Heights area. We have Ashley Salazar with Team Central and also Ninja Central. So Ashley, welcome to I Love Maryland Heights.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's a privilege to have you. And you came from recommendation from somebody who had kids. The words that sparkle for me there are gymnastics, the ninja stuff.
Yep.
I was a little boy at one point. I'm no longer little, still a boy. I love the ninja stuff, but then also community. And that's a big thing, isn't it? The world is so fractured and people will be on their phones and they'll doom scroll and they're not even really talking to people. Now with all the bots and AI things that are all over social media, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's easy though for organizations to build the authentic community because people are hungry for it. People are so lonely.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why we love what we do. We have the parents in there watching. They have their own little community. The coaches have their little community. The kids get to see each other every week. Some of them go to school together and they come to gymnastics then together. So it's really fun to see.
Yeah, it's kind of like an anti-bullying thing because if a kid signs up for gymnastics, they might be rolling and flipping and backspringing with the cool kids. And then when they go to school, they kind of already have them in. They kind of already have that friendship in them. Hopefully it builds up a little bit more empathy.
Yep, absolutely.
It's kind of like when you do good things, great things come out of that.
I agree with that.
All right, so Team Central, at its heart and core, gymnastics, flexibility, wellness, and achievements, right?
Yep.
All right, so how long has Team Central been a thing?
Team Central has been a thing since 1992. We moved to our current location in 1993. We've had Ninja for quite a while, but now we have a designated building for Ninja, which opened January 12th of this year. We also now house our Flips tumbling program back there as well. So we have two programs that we run through the back, and we love it. We love our mission. We're good for kids. I also like to now say we're good for adults because we have some adult programming.
Okay, so for the kids,
Yep.
How early can they be when they start?
Great question. So we start at baby bees, 4 months to walking. Yep. We work on fine motor skills, gross motor skills, socialization with other kids, and then the moms get socialization as well.
Which is essential because when the kids are very small, it's very frustrating because you're sleep deprived. You know, kids are terrible until they turn teenagers, and then they're dreamy and wonderful.
Is that true? Because I'm waiting for that stage then.
Not at all. Oh my goodness. Kids are great when they're, like in my opinion, about 3 to 10, 3 to 12. And then after that, they start growing into their own and hormones kick in and their brains are hijacked. But I hear that when they hit their mid-20s, they start to kind of calm down.
I've heard that too.
And then you don't have to worry about them ever again because they're just fantastic and perfectly self-sufficient.
Great.
Hey, so you said you start with children. Yep. And when I hear gymnastics, I think kids, usually girls. But then with a Ninja Central, I like that boys also have sort of an outlet. A lot of the same things, a lot of the same skills and abilities. But then you also said adults. How old can you be?
You can be as old as your body will let you be. Come on in. We'll teach you gymnastics.
On that,
Yes.
I'm 47.
Okay.
Well, I'm almost 47. I'm about 6.5 feet tall. I'm 280 pounds. I've got about 2 or 3 extra pounds of chub. The rest, I try to make it all muscle.
Great.
I round up. Can I do a backflip?
Yeah.
Is it just learning the momentum? Like, what's the deal?
No. So you break it down. We'll teach you how to lunge. We'll teach you how to cartwheel. We'll teach you how to round off. And then we'll slowly start teaching you backflip. But you start on the trampoline first.
Is this like a weekend project?
No. It is weeks to months, depending on your skill level and dedication.
Really? So you're telling me when I'm watching all these dancers or stunt people on TV, I could actually be just a few months away from daily practice of doing a backflip.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that is so cool. I kind of think like I should get challenged to do this just to see if I can.
I can challenge you to do it. I can be that person. Come on over.
Oh, that is cool. You have to have this figured out by Christmas.
Or
by the summer. That'd be pretty snazzy.
Oh, okay. We have a spring performance coming up in April. So if you really get in the gym, you can join our adult program for their spring performance.
I imagine you have all these people doing amazing things, and you say, and here's this abnormally sized human doing the backflip. And it was like, that's it.
Oh, no. Then we can...
Little fire swords or wrestling out or something.
No, we'll let you even ring the new skill bell, too, when you achieve that goal.
Oh, that'd be pretty snazzy. Okay, so if you're only as old as you let your body let you be, that is cool because you can always do more. You can always do better. I like to lift a lot of weights. And there are some people who say, I'm a certain age, you can't lift weights. You can. You're not going to be able to bench press, 800 pounds.
Right.
Forever. Like, especially if you're an older person. But that's not the win. The win is just more health, more function, more ability.
Yep, exactly.
I really appreciate that you expanded the program with the program includes older people. Because as people get older, if they have the ability to stand on one foot for, I remember reading a story, for at least 4 seconds, then you actually have a measurable lower risk of dementia and Alzheimer's because you have a much more mind-body connection and you're just mobile. I don't know if that's causative, or maybe it's just people who are active and walking around the community can stand on one foot more than people who just watch Jeopardy. That's pretty neat.
I think that's great.
Kind of goes back to that doing good makes great things happen. And
it does.
that wasn't even part of your mission statement.
So,
being Alzheimer's, but look at you.
But look at that.
Okay, so Team Central's been from 1992.
Yep.
And how long have you been with Team Central?
So I have been with Team Central as the gym manager now for a year and a half. I started out in 2020, right before the inevitable pandemic.
Oh, that was a great time to switch jobs.
Well, we moved down here right at that time from the burbs of Chicago. Go Cubs. And
yeah, we can edit that out later. That's fine.
I think you should keep that in there. And so I started as a coach, and I was bringing my son there to just do daytime, playtime, kind of an open gym type. And I was teaching him how to do some skill on the trampoline, and the manager was like, hey, do you do gymnastics, or have you? Yeah. You want a job? Yeah. And then I was there for 2 years coaching. Unfortunately, my son had some health issues, so I had to step away. And then there was an opening, and I came back.
If I may ask, how old is your son right now?
He is 8.5.
Do you have other kiddos?
I do not.
Okay, so he's your little ninja.
He is.
So if I learn how to do a backflip, will they offer me your job?
Maybe. That might be a challenge.
And then some podcast is going to say, hey, can we ask you a bunch of questions? I'll be like, hey, I am the backflip guy.
Yeah.
Backflips don't record well in the podcast.
No, unfortunately.
I'll have to figure something else out.
Well, you could put it on YouTube.
We could do a video podcast.
There you go.
There's an argument for a video podcast.
There you go.
All right. So you came here in 2020. What's your gymnastics background? Did you grow up doing gymnastics? Did you grow up as a ninja?
I did grow up doing gymnastics. I went through level 8, which now is considered the dev program. We have 2 competitive sides now for different skill levels, different abilities, which is nice. And I've just liked coaching and helping kids. So kind of staying in the athletic part of it.
There's tremendous confidence in being able to just be physically able. I'm not a big fan of watching sports, but I'm a big fan of doing sports. For me, it's kind of like watching somebody else play a video game. It's neat, but after a while. But to do anything, and it's neat because for me, my paths were weightlifting and martial arts. I got bullied, so I refused to be powerless ever again. And so I'm kind of obsessive about learning how to protect and defend and protect people. But then also I want to be the biggest person that lived without taking steroids. And so that physical confidence has really changed my confidence level. And it's really made me a lot more bold. And so I'm really impressed how much of an impact gymnastics and, the ninja skills can give a kiddo as they're growing up, because then they're a person who can instead of a person who wishes they could.
Exactly. Yes. And that is part of our mission, is to build happy, healthy, confident children. And as they're gaining skills, as they're learning new things, that really does build their confidence. And normally they leave then feeling that much more confident in their personal lives as well, which is, again, successful for us.
Happy, healthy, confident.
Yep.
That is a perfect nudge for me to say, all right, Team Central, if people are loving what they're here and they've got a kiddo who's at least 4 months old,
yep,
or a grandma who is here, and anybody in between that want to get connected to Team Central, or if their little boy wants, or a little girl wants to do some cool ninja stuff,
yep,
how do they get in contact with them?
They can call us at the gym, 314-291-0101. You can go on our website, teamcentral.org. That's where you can see all of our classes. They'll give descriptions, and you can sign up.
And they can just call, tour the place.
Yep.
Can they try a class out and just kind of say, hey,
yes,
kind of neat?
Yep. We offer trials, and we offer 30-day money-back guarantee as well.
So if I try the flip thing and I can do a flip within 30 days, I can get my money back.
Yeah. That's it. You got to be in the gym every day, but I think we can make it happen.
Nothing much more useful. I'll see people in the gym do handstands, like handstand push-ups and handstand walks. Honestly, that That would be exciting. And I know that's a part of the whole skill set too. It's probably easier than a bit of backflip.
Yes, it is.
All right. That would be something I could definitely dig. Okay, so before we jump into anything else, this really cool conversation. I'm loving it. You said you're from Chicago, and then you said go sports team. I just want to say to our listeners, our followers, the views expressed by our guests do not explicitly reflect on the values and the human decency of this organization, I Love Maryland Heights, as a whole. But I have met a couple of people who cheer for the Cubs, like you, that have that same condition. Has that been since birth that you cheered for the Cubs?
It has. My uncle was the world's biggest Cubs fan, and he actually passed away right before their last World Series run. And so I made sure to make it down to the city for him.
My grandfather was born right after they won the World Series and then died right before they won it again. And it's just like, oh man, he was a Cubs fan his entire life. Watched all the games and everything. It's like, oh man, they couldn't pull it together for Arthur Fimmel. So he's floating around heaven, and people are dying, and they're like, hey, what's new? The Cubs won. What? My entire life I waited for that. Okay, so a question for you. I have noticed people who live here in St. Louis love what I'm going to ask you, and people who are from outside of St. Louis do not like what I'm going to ask you. What are your thoughts about Provel cheese?
That's a hard no. It's got to be mozzarella on the pizza and deep dish.
Ooh, and deep dish is different than thick crust.
It is.
Because deep dish is actually thin crust, and it's a bowl, and then you get this bowl filled with cheese and tomato sauce and all the toppings and everything.
Got to eat it with a fork and a knife.
Yes. My wife and I went to Chicago not too long ago, and deep dish pizza, we had that at least once a day. I'm a big guy. I would eat 2 pieces, and I was quite content. I could shove 4 pieces down. It was so delicious. And my favorite part about it is it had no Provel cheese.
You don't like Provel cheese either?
Oh, Provel cheese is not my favorite cheese.
Oh.
Fun fact, and people in the room who are from St. Louis hate this. Provel cheese is popular in St. Louis, but if you look at the distribution, no one eats it outside of St. Louis. Like, there's no market for it outside of St. Louis. They make it in Wisconsin, and they ship it through those states into St. Louis area. But it's just a St. Louis thing. Like, it's truly a St. Louis thing. I think it's like White Castle. I love how St. Louis people hate White Castle, and yet they'll still buy it. Like, I don't understand it. They're like, I love how much it hurts my stomach. I'm like, you could get other food that doesn't hurt your stomach. But St. Louis people, I can't complain too much because they put up with me. So that's a good thing. It's grateful for that. All right. So I want to make sure I got that off my list, Provel cheese, because St. Louis people want to know.
Yes, they do.
All right. Despite you and me not enjoying Provel cheese because St. Louis thinks we're gross for that. What do you love about gymnastics? Like, what gets you excited?
I love to watch kids learn and master new skills, building their confidence, really seeing their face light up when they get a new skill. That's what it's all about. And, I'm in the gym with them. I'm the one that's, screaming and jumping up and down and cheering for them. It's just so much fun to see them work so hard for weeks or months and finally get something that they didn't think they were going to get. And after all their hard work, all their dedication, they got it.
Then they're walking around knowing I can do the iron cross, or I can do a handspring. I can land I can stick the landing after my parallel bar. And you'll see it kid after kid after kid. But I appreciate that. It's fresh joy, every kid that does that.
Yes.
That's a neat thing to see that new full face light up. And from that point forward, all your hard work and investment has made them a person who can do whatever that skill is.
Yep. And that's exactly why I do what I do. I want to see them get better as little humans and then go out into the world and build that confidence and share that with other people.
To be happy, healthy, and confident.
Exactly.
I love that about your mission statement. Not do cool stuff.
Yes.
Which is also part of it. That makes us happy, healthy, and confident.
Absolutely.
It's not the goal in itself.
Yep.
All right. So when you're watching your little kiddos, how often do you see somebody and you go, they could make it to the Olympics? That's got to be pretty rare.
It is rare. We have our developmental team, which is the college pathway. And so when we do see those, I guess, gems, we talk with them. We talk with their parents, see kind of what their goals are. Are they wanting to pursue gymnastics long term, or is it just something they want to do for fun? And so we bring them either path, the instructional pathway, or we get our coaches involved. They come over and check them out, and we get them on a team.
Making it to the Olympics would be tremendous.
Absolutely.
A lot of sacrifice, a lot of other missed opportunities, a lot of injuries, and a lot of problems and life issues. But it's also been if they say, hey, you know what, I would just like to help out at the gym and maybe teach. It's also when if they have a really fun recreational activity that they do, that one day they'll pass on to their kiddos while they're an accountant or a truck driver or a teacher or a principal or HR. It's just a fun thing to do. When kids kind of age up, I know because with me with martial arts, you always get these kiddos who are in the elementary, middle school, high school, some college age. And I just sort of see it was like, hey, they're on kids, they're going to stop coming, or, just life gets really, really busy when they get a real job. And they don't have as much time to do things. What is sort of the perfect time for gymnastics in a person's life?
I can't really say there's a perfect time because we have a 10 and up class. So we have kids start at 14. They just want to start gymnastics. They're looking to do long-term, more into college. I would say starting sooner rather than later. We start in our program, our preschool program. So those kids are 3, 4 years old. And if they know they want to compete, they do it.
Get on it.
Yep.
So when they're in gymnastics that long, that's definitely performance and pushing the body to limits. How do you avoid injuries?
Well, we avoid injuries by using softer landing surfaces. We also do strength and conditioning, and that actually starts from our preschool program as well. We don't call it strength and conditioning because they don't get that, but we're doing running games and we're doing matching games. So the kids are still getting movement, but then as we get up higher in their skill level, they're actually using weights and they're using bikes and they're assuring that their ankles stay strong so that they aren't overusing and getting injuries or recurring injuries.
Hey, that's smart. If somebody just bought like a gymnastics book off the shelf, or they're like, hey, I did gymnastics in college for a couple of classes, I want to do this with my kids. They're going to be focusing on, can we do flips? Can we do back handsprings? Can we do whatever it is? Can we do, ring work? But if you work with a professional, y'all know because you talk to other people who do this all the time. And you say, hey, look, if you're only doing gymnastics skill acquisition, you're going to overuse those joints in the same way in a high impact situation. And if it sticks, great, but at some point they're going to roll their ankle. But with what you're doing, it's going to help them build up those soft tissues in other ways than just pounding. So then it'll actually help. And, a lot of times we're Americans, even Cub fans, I think they're Americans. We want to just do it like ourselves, save money and do it ourselves, do it the hard way, just try harder.
Yep.
But, hiring a professional, honestly, is a great way to go because they're going to help you figure out, hey, this is what works. And, some of our teachers, they read a bunch of new curriculum for gymnastics points, or they had a sports therapist consult with them, or they got invited to some national seminar or that'll talk around town as these kind of exercises build up those soft tissues. So that way you can blow an ankle. It's easy to say, hey, I'm going to just do it myself. So I would encourage you, at least give Team Central a chance. Give Team Central a try, and you're going to love the community. You're going to love that they're all about being happy, healthy, and confident. Not just, can I do a triple triple flip off a diving board?
Yeah.
It's going to be, hey, this is some fun stuff. You're going to get community and have fun, and you got to spend your money and your time somewhere. So might as well do it on something that's going to keep you from getting injured. So can you give us the contact info for Team Central again, Ashley?
Yeah, call the gym, 314-291-0101, or visit our website, teamcentral.org, and you'll find all of our openings, offerings right there on our website.
And gymnastics, you look at the Olympics and you get people of these terrible injuries. But those are people who are doing gymnastics 16, 17, 18 hours a day since they were 3 because they're trying to do that. But this is just good for fitness, good for health, good for wellness, just ability to do things.
Yep.
And anything you do is going to cause injuries if you're physical. If you lift weights, you're going to get injured. If you play pickleball, you're going to get injured. If you golf, believe it or not, you get injured by rupturing the discs by the spin of the rotation. If you play volleyball, you get injured, bust a nose, break an elbow, and things like that. Get floor burn on your face. You can sit on the couch and you're not going to get injuries, but then you'll die of a heart attack in your 40s. And I would rather get out there and do glorious things than be the most avid binge watcher of the game show network. So you're going to get injuries. But I think gymnastics, weightlifting, martial arts, these kind of things are worth getting injured for. And then when you get injured, you're going to have less injuries doing other things because you're so durable. No one can be unbreakable. All right. So I wanted to make sure we set aside time for Ninja Central.
Ninja Central.
So my background in life with martial arts, I did a lot of Taekwondo. I did some Hapkido, which is like Taekwondo with a lot of kicks with some grappling. And I did I looked up the Marine Corps martial art program, which is a lot of the very efficient martial arts stuff. And then I did some Krav Maga, which is the Israeli combat style. It's ferociously fierce. So all my styles are kicking, punching, and hitting as hard as possible. If I were to describe the fighting style that I had, if anything went down, it would be like a bear. I could take a lot of big pounding, but my paws and feet are going to be all over you. You're going to get hit hard.
Yeah.
Now you're training ninjas.
Yep.
I'm not going to ask you what their secret weaknesses are.
Nope, we're not going to tell you.
But how does the Ninja Central and gymnastics? How do they like each other? How are they different? Are you doing the glass shards in the eyes of your enemy?
No, we're not.
In darts?
No, that might be fun.
Although you can't publicly say that because she said they would not hurt tricks and take. Maybe they.
No tricks here. No, Ninja Central is more based on the American Ninja Warrior side of things.
I love that show.
Yeah, well, we've had some instructors that have gone through the show. Our director, Evan, was trying out until COVID, and they didn't come back to St. Louis, unfortunately. And so we have kind of built our indoor American Ninja Warrior course, should we say. So the kids have rock walls, they have warp walls, they have monkey bars, rings, and it's set up to build strength and confidence. So they're not using all the apparatuses like gymnastics. Nope, they're not using uneven bars. They're not using vault, but they are using different swinging mechanisms, grip strength, just a lot of fun movement.
Whenever I watch on the internet parkour, which for our listeners, I know you're not, but for our listeners, it's like free running where somebody is running downtown and they're running from building to building, and then they, like launch off landings, and then they roll on top of another building, or they can run off the top of a gas station canopy and end up in somersault and keep running, like on Assassin's Creed. And it's a great way to get killed. So I'm not telling anybody to do this, but what you're doing is you're giving them the ability to do like parkour, these really cool things on a really awesome obstacle course that they can see on TV.
Yep, exactly.
Do you let people have birthday parties there if they want kids to do that?
Absolutely. We love birthday parties. My son has his birthday party almost every year there.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's not just because his mom's the manager.
No, it's because he wants to run around and play in the gym.
And that would be so neat. So, okay, if somebody wants to do this for a really neat birthday party, everyone's going to think that the kid's the coolest and they're going to have a really good time. They just contact Team Central and they say, hey, my kid's not as young as he once was, but he wants to prove he's as good once as he ever was. And he's going to want to have his birthday party there. And then they can try the warp wall. They can do all the things.
Yep. They can decide if they want a ninja birthday or if they want a gymnastics birthday. And that will determine which location that they will be in. We have party rooms. We set it all up, and we have monitors for the birthday parties. They are there to help them with all of the stations.
Oh, that is a genius idea.
Yeah. The parents love it.
That'd be so fun. How old is too old to have your birthday party at Ninja Central?
It's never too old. Would you like to have your birthday party there?
So, I'm going to turn 47 in September.
Okay.
And there's a guy who I used to lift with, and I want to lift with him again. His name is Gary. And I would really love to do some really cool, fun stuff and have it videoed.
Oh, we love doing videos.
Oh, yeah.
You could become social media famous too.
Oh, I could do that. Like, it doesn't even have to be good. You get us a video made.
Yeah.
And then
we'll put it on social media for you.
Hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yep.
To be like, look at what this whale thought he could do. Here's the progress on his backflip.
Yeah. You're never too old. You are never too old.
Okay. So I am getting older, 46. I'm hoping to be 120 before I die.
Perfect.
In the Bible, Moses was 120 years old. I was undimmed and his vigor unabated. So I'm hoping to get there. So we're gonna have to figure something out. When you're watching these superstars in this sort of thing, one thing that I always see in the movies is the splits. So what is your opinion? I've heard people say on both sides, but I'd never talked to a manager of a legendary gymnastics and ninja gym. So your opinion on this is probably the most expert that I've ever heard.
Oh.
Is there any body dynamic or body shape that you cannot get to do the splits? Like flat on the ground, butt on the ground, rolling forward and backwards, where you can do the splits.
No, if you take the time and you're stretching and you're giving it your all, your determination, like anything else, you can do it.
So it's not like generally people's hips are structurally and skeletally too rigid.
Not typically. I've not run into it yet.
Okay. Maybe that's why people are on both sides, because there may be like an exception or two that's out there. And they're like, no, I remember this person who was bone to bone on their hip and they couldn't go any farther. But all right. So I work hard at it.
Yep. And you stretch.
Stretching, dynamic stretching.
Absolutely.
I can do the splits. Is that like a weekend thing?
No. That's also, I'd say, weeks to month.
Weeks to a month.
Yes.
I'm glad we have you recorded on this. This is guaranteed. When you're watching movies, are there any movies about gymnastics or that have like a person who's really good at it that you love watching, or do you hate watching it?
I'm more of a doer. I will watch sports, but then I get that itch to just get in there and go and do it. My son is the same exact way, and now he likes to critique gymnasts as they are doing their skills, whether it's at Team Central or on the TV. But no, I love watching it. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Sometimes I wish I could do what they're doing still, but I don't think they glorify gymnastics in movies because it's hard. it is a hard sport and they normally make it that way.
I do appreciate, for me, watching the Olympics. The gymnastics are one of my favorite parts because I look at this and I think there's no way that I could do that. I mean, I'd have to start when I'm 2 or 3 years old and then be 18 years old. So if I could do that, then I could do this. But you just watch these people and they just do the unfathomable. They'll just, do handsprings and then they'll launch up into, like doing like 8 spins in the air. I think it's also impressive when you see figure skaters because they're so fast and then get speeds. But I think the floor routines are just so much more wow because it's just you're launching off your feet.
Yep.
Out of all the Olympic events, which one really jumps out for you?
I'm a gymnast. I'm a gymnastics person through and through. Floor, it was my specialty. I loved floor. So I'm going to say gymnastics floor.
That horse is pretty neat, but it's over so fast. And the rings, you're kind of doing the same thing. But it isn't even they launch so slow to catch themselves.
Right.
The balance beam is amazing how they can launch up and then sight in that beam and land on it.
That's very hard. Very hard to do.
Can you teach me how to do that in like a couple of weeks to a month? Is that one of those skills?
Depends on you. It depends on when you get up on that high beam, it's far down. I barely like doing cartwheels on the low beams anymore.
If it's hard for you, I'm not even going to try it. I'm just going to settle for backflip, handstand, and splits.
Perfect. Great.
That'll be my trick.
Let's do it.
That'll be my trick. All right. So actually, as we're kind of rounding the final bend here, Team Central is legendary for a bunch of reasons. And I've been doing a whole lot of talking, and you've been such a great conversationalist. What would you like to say about share with us the gigantic offering, the vast offering of what Team Central has?
Yeah, great. We not only have our gymnastics, our ninja, our competitive team, we also have a lot of special events that we offer. Our special events run mainly on the weekends, but we have open gyms that are adult all through first grade. We have a preschool open gym dedicated just for the little ones. We also have program clinics that you don't have to be a member to sign up for. Cartwheel clinics, routine clinics, ninja clinics. We have Kids Night Out, which is a parent hit. You can drop your kids off at the gym 5:30 to 9:30. There's pizza for dinner. And they get to do special activities based on the specific theme for the duration of their time there. They love the gymnastics ones, and they also love the competitive survivor themes that we do. We also have pop-up camps. We've run some snow day camps. When there are snow days, if we can get to the gym, we will be open. We also have field trips. Preschoolers come in, homeschooler groups come in, Girl Scout troops. We also host team bonding events. So soccer teams can come in and have an after-season event. We do birthday parties, both ninja and gymnastics. We have our school closing camps, which we base on Pattonville, Parkway, and Rittner closures. So when 1 to 3 of those are closed, we will have camp, which runs from 8 to 5. Usually it's a theme-based camp, and they do the rotations and activities on bars, beam, floor, vault. Yep. And then we have summer camp, which is highlighted right now. We're getting into that summer camp season, and our new director, Caleb, is ecstatic about it. We are going to have a lot of outdoor activities this year, as well as new and improved themes. So check us out.
So I know a lot of these things. Oh, and also birthday parties,
Absolutely.
like you said, or just party parties.
Yep.
Just, hey, I know from my experience with like gyms, it gets kind of pricey. And especially with the gym model of your style, where you're teaching them very intricate skills and how not to kill themselves by landing on the back of their head. You mentioned that it's not for profit, but it's about making differences. Can you tell us more about the 501c3 for people who don't know what a 501c3 is?
Yeah, absolutely. We, like you said, not only do we love what we do, but we love that everyone can be involved. And so as part of our nonprofit, we make sure that we're able to give every child the opportunity to participate in gymnastics, tumbling, ninja, or our competitive team, regardless of their life status. So we do it. We have our mission, we stick to it, and we allow every child into the gym.
It's tragic that kids will often struggle because parents have different struggles in their life that will often keep them from opportunities. And so for some of these kiddos, this is the most exciting and biggest opportunity that they're going to have. Whether they're going to go into the Olympics, or they're going to become at some point an assistant or a teacher at Team Central or a gymnastics school, or it's going to be part of a happy, healthy, confident lifestyle, is a great opportunity. And I appreciate you and Team Central championing children who are often the biggest victims of mistakes and struggles of other people. So to contact you to either set up a birthday party, parents' night out, or I guess kids' night out, or that 30-day trial period to try out Ninja Central, to try out Team Central, just to get happier and healthier and more confident. Or if they're an adult and they want to try all this stuff out, to get in contact with you. Can you get that to us one more time?
Yep. 314-291-0101, or you can visit our website, teamcentral.org, and you can look for all of our programs, all of our openings, and sign up right there.
I know in the age of Google and such, you can just look it up, but it's helpful to hear someone from the inside say, it is so easy as look us up and reach out to us. We're going to work with you and help you figure out whatever it is that you want to be able to do.
Yep, exactly.
Well, so Ashley, I appreciate you, and I appreciate how legendary Team Central is and that you're on that team. You're definitely a big part of one of the many reasons why I love Maryland Heights.
I appreciate you having me, and we do love Maryland Heights too.
So Ashley, being in gymnastics doesn't seem to be a funny sport. Do you have any really funny gymnastics jokes?
I do not. I'm not a funny person.
Really?
Yep. Ask my son.
Because I think all gymnastic jokes are flippin' funny.
Ba-dum-bum.